All righty, there he is. How you feeling, bro? You feeling good?
I'm I'm good, man. Getting ready for an Atlanta live tour date and to shoot some episodes. Start off season 4, so I'm at my barbershop trying to get a haircut. I know people say, "Well, you got dreads. What do you need a haircut? Don't you see this beard? Needs to be managed, Big O."
Yes. Yeah, you gotta trim everything, bro. And no matter what, even with your dreads and everything, there's always like little parts that you gotta trim. The back
Absolutely,
of
you
your
got you
neck,
got to get shaved.
the,
Yeah, yeah,
right, and the back of your neck, right? I mean,
yeah.
you always you always got to clean that shit out, bro, because you just don't want to like look tight, and then there's like this fuzz coming out of the back of your neck, and you're
That's
like,
right.
oh,
You're a long hair ponytail guy, so you know the
yeah,
real, you know the reality.
exactly. Yeah, you gotta clean it up in the back there, bro. Of course, I'm with you all the way on that. So, you didn't really get to cover a lot of sexy, but the Dolphins are sexy. They're flexing them now. They moved them up to the
Yeah,
Chargers
I
game from
believe I believe
405 to
in
820. That's
I believe the
nice,
last time they got flexed was probably Gase's 2016. So
right?
they've had 2016, maybe 2008. They've had good runs. The question is, can they sustain it? And I'm not doubting that they can. To me, the
Right.
biggest
That's the
concern,
difference now, right? That's the
yeah,
difference now. You got a real quarterback, a real offense, a real offensive coordinator.
yeah, no
It's
real offensive
it, it,
line.
no, well, yeah, there's some injuries, obviously, but my point is that you have the kind of offense that is sexy to the general fan out
You
there.
have a
You know
top
what I
five
mean?
rated offense. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
you keep scoring 30 points. You'll get on national television. The question is, how do you respond to that spotlight?
Yeah.
I think this game. I've always circled this game as probably one of the biggest games of the season. I think it will continue to be. I think it will be the biggest game of the season. Um, you win this game against the 49ers, despite all the things that you got going on, primarily the offensive line, because I feel Teron Armstead against the NFL's number one defense is a recipe for disaster. No Teron
Yeah.
Armstead, recipe for disaster.
Hmm.
Now, can Mike McDaniel create a game plan that can compensate for what's missing and the losses? Because we saw what happened against, last week when Teron Armstead went out. You know, Tua couldn't even operate without pressure in his face. And the question is, can a game plan, and I'm curious to see this, can a game plan counteract that against the
Um,
NFL's number one defense?
right. I got you. I got you. Um, and listen, for me, I've been talking about this. I think you're going to get Greg Little at left tackle. They'll move Brandon Shell back to right tackle. I felt so terrible for that kid when they moved him all the way to left right away because
I
they had
mean,
to
it didn't
fill
help
that.
that Austin Jackson was a turnstile.
No, I mean, well, yeah, exactly. No, and he re-injures the ankle, so it's like, okay, so you really weren't 100% healthy when you got back. So if you
He's not
re-injured it that
good. I
easy,
think he's not
no,
good.
he's not. He's not. He's not. He's not. He's not.
Let's raise the bar and the standard to the point where we can acknowledge that a first round pick is not good. And I think
No,
that
Brandon Shell showed more consistency in 3 weeks than Austin Jackson has in 3 years, bro. That's it. That's
all
all.
you need to know.
That's exactly. That's all you need to know. And I get it that he was showing improvement in the offseason, the preseason, all that. But brother, that doesn't count. You got to show it in the regular season at one point or another. And now you can't even be relied on to be a player or to get on the damn field now. So that you got two strikes already on your ass.
You know what's interesting to me, because I was thinking about the issue that they're having. Who is that sixth guy? Who is that sixth guy that gets the call up? Is it Dieter? Because you can
They've got him
play.
focused. They've got him focused on center the entire time, just in
Okay,
case something happens to Connor.
no. What I'm
That's why
saying is,
Robert Jones got the call at left guard.
yeah. No. Uh, when I say the sixth man, I mean the sixth man now. Obviously, Robert Jones was the seventh man. But can you put the center at left tackle, the position he played in college, and put Dieter there at center and give yourself a better chance? Or do you
I
need the center to continue to but he'll talk about that this week. they got to figure out the right way to get the chemistry. Because do you have a left tackle?
Yeah, Greg Little is the guy that's going to have to play left tackle, unfortunately. The problem is, as I've told everybody, you can't touch what's in the middle. That would be incredibly stupid. You can't move Connor, you can't move Robert Jones, and you can't move Hunt. That's the pocket for Tua. You can adjust with the outside pass rushers, and you can try to lead them to the outside. You can chip them. You can add a sixth lineman.
You can help. Yeah,
but if you screw up the middle, you can't fix that. You cannot fix that. If in the game they're penetrating the middle, it's done for Tua. It's done.
Here, the question has to be, one, can Connor Williams make that transition and jump to left tackle? He played left guard throughout his career, played left tackle in college. Would he be better than Greg Little? And I don't know. I don't know. Or is it Greg Little better or Michael Dieter better? Who's the better player? And I don't know the answer to that question.
Greg Little right now. Greg Little is the better player right now because he's the only guy that's played left tackle at the NFL level. And what you do is you help him out. You put Smythe next to him. You have the fullback ready to chip. You have the running back ready to chip. You mix it up a little bit. Bosa, by the way, lines up on the left side.
Yeah.
So it's actually Shell that's going to have to deal with Bosa more than anybody else. But again, for me, it would be catastrophic to F with the middle of that line and F with Tua's pocket that has been clean the last few weeks with those guys in place. Since this kid took over Reichenberg, it has been a clean pocket for Tua. He needs something to step into away from the outside rush. You create another problem.
You could create another problem, or and I'm just thinking out loud here, or you can, because Dieter is a competent center, and I like guys who play with that desperation, and Dieter's playing for his career. Like if he gets into a game, he's playing for his career. So
yeah, I've talked to him, and he seems like he's dying to prove himself right and prove everybody else right. He's really motivated for his next opportunity. But kudos to him. He's been very professional about it throughout the entire thing. So I give him credit for that.
Or could you, Robert Hunt played. No, he hasn't played in the NFL, but he played right tackle. I don't know what they're gonna do. And
you don't need right tackle. You're fine with Shell at right tackle.
No. I'm saying he's played left tackle. I don't feel comfortable at all with what they got going on there. Like nothing.
I get it. We're all nervous. I get it. It's a hell of a pass rush they're facing. Both weeks. This week and with the Chargers. You're facing Bosa each week, and you got to deal with Khalil Mack also with the Chargers. So yeah, it's going to be a pain in the ass.
Now, if Teron Armstead can't come back this season,
he'll come back. He'll come back this year. No, he'll come back. He'll come back. I'm told he's going to try to make it a go in the next week or two. So it all depends on mobility and how much.
This was a Super Bowl contending team with Teron Armstead. I'm not sure that they are without him, and it just shows you the importance of one player and an offensive line. And it broke my heart, but these things happen in the NFL. And
funny because you lose Byron Jones and you've been able to survive without him. Then you lose Nick Needham, you've been able to survive without him. And you lose Brandon Jones, and you lose Brandon Jones, and you've been able to survive.
You lose Emmanuel Ogba. You're able to survive.
But at least with Ogba, you lost him after you already acquired Chubb. So that helped you out that at least you had the guy to replace him, actually a better guy to replace him on a full-time basis. But that's why I think picking on Boyer is silly. I think he's done a phenomenal job overall with all those injuries in the secondary and has to adjust and all that. But we found something out. You can't replace McDaniel. You can't replace Tua. And you can't replace Armstead. I mean, it's just those are three guys you can't replace. Other guys, you might be able to cover it up, survive, get by, whatever. But, brother, Tua and Armstead? Well, Tua for sure. Let's see what happens the next 2 weeks without Armstead.
I think that they'll be looking at what is a permanent solution in case Armstead. Because, I mean, you can't have a left tackle basically destroy your season. The absence of a left tackle destroy your season and put a cap on what you're capable of and where you can go. And unfortunately, that seems to be the case. But this is what the NFL is. It's going to happen to Kansas City. It's going to happen to Buffalo. It's going to happen to Baltimore. So you're no exception.
And by the way, that's another great thing about McDaniel this season. In his rookie year, he has faced a crap ton of adversity, bro. You know, from off the field and all the clown stuff that went on with the owners. And then on the field, all the injuries that he's had to. And then on top of that, he had to kind of reconstruct his quarterback back and all that. He has overall, dude, if you look at his work, man, it has been amazing because he has been tested over and over again every single week as a coach. Because
here comes the real test. Here comes the real test. This is it right here. This is it.
Every test has been real for him, bro.
Nah, it don't get no realer than this one. It don't get no realer than this one.
That's the same shit you and everybody else was saying before the first 4 weeks of this year. Oh, you know, the first 4 weeks will determine who they are and this, that. Everybody was saying that.
I don't believe in that. I'm not even talking about the strength of schedule. I don't do strength of schedule, strength of opponent, road games. No. I'm looking at what are you missing and how do you compensate for it? And as you know, I'm a big O-line guy. That O-line without Teron Armstead, it really doesn't belong in the NFL. And you gotta have him. You gotta have him back. And hopefully Greg Little will look at this as a challenge. Look at this as his opportunity to cement himself and prove he's a fringe. He's a borderline starter and deserves to an opportunity, can go out there and get a new contract. Because I need that drive and hunger and determination because, man, the season's in your hands, Greg Little, right now.
Yeah. No, I'm with you there. By the way, did you see the mic'd up video of Mike McDaniel this past week?
I did. And I saw his conversation with Tua.
And yeah, and that's for those of you that didn't catch it. The best part about this is it shows their relationship.
I woke up like at 3. Like I couldn't go back to sleep. So I was thinking about when you randomly hit me up that you're YouTubing me. Yeah. And so then I YouTubed you and saw this Trent Dilfer thing showing all this ice school from you. And bro, your techniques was trash.
Did it stop?
You know what I mean?
You can't hear it? You can't hear it? Huh? Did he freeze? He froze on us now? There it is. Okay. You couldn't hear it? What happened? You couldn't hear it? You there? Not yet? No. Don't you love live? That's why we love doing live. Because you just got to go on the fly and adjust. No, being down 28-7 wasn't a test, according to Omar. No. Omar, you there finally? Let's see.
I'm here. I'm here.
What happened? You couldn't hear it or something?
I can hear it. I know what you're. It went super echoey. I think it messed up our connection. It is what it is.
Okay.
I heard it. The funny thing is, and I said this on Twitter, and people said I was LeBron Jamesing. I was literally just watching that exact same video. I've seen it before with Trent Dilfer about how Tua really came out of nowhere with Elite 11 and the technique, right. and he challenged him, and Tua's the greatest quarterback, and Trent Dilfer has been on that. You of all people know exactly how I feel about Trent Dilfer because we've talked about it at the Senior Bowl. I think Trent Dilfer is the greatest evaluator of quarterback in this era. And when he gave Tua those props, I took it extremely seriously. Even at the Super Bowl, I remember I hunted him down and I got him on record, despite the injury, saying Tua will be a legend. Tua will be it. Tua has it. And wrote a column about it. And I'm like, and I remember watching that. I remember watching that live when it was on ESPN. And I was like, I don't know about that. Who is this Tua kid? Then you discover who Tua is. I remember watching that when he was at Alabama, the same clip that McDaniels had. And I literally was watching it last week. Literally, I was out somewhere driving and I was looking at it and I was listening to it in my car.
But to me, the best part was that it's a great relationship, and it's a teacher and a student and a player that is willing to be coached and trusts his coach, and a coach that trusts his player too in the process, and
a coach that is not taking himself.
It's what you need. It's what you need, by the way, from every coach and quarterback. There has to be kind of a symbiotic relationship, has to be, and that's
it's
what
a coach who doesn't take himself super seriously,
right,
and is very relatable. Did you watch the Andrew Hawkins thing?
Yes, I saw that a couple weeks back. Yes, yeah, he talked about McDaniel, how he knew he was going to be a star and all that, and how
he was watching crossover, Iverson crossover, and showing us how to release. I remember talking to Santana Moss about Mike McDaniel when he was in Washington, and this was before Mike McDaniel was even ever on the radar. And I remember we were shooting an I Am Athlete episode long time ago, and Santana Moss was talking about Mike McDaniel and Josh McDaniel and Mike McDaniel, and just how relatable they are, how young they are, how innovative they are, and it stood out. And I think he's been everything everybody said that he was. People said he was a genius, and he's proven that he is a genius. Now the question is, was he the genius behind the Kyle Shanahan? And we shall soon find out. Even though I think he's got a monumental task of trying to address that offensive line without Teron Armstead. Now, I'm curious to see how jazzed up the running game will be, and which back Mostert or Kyle Wilson will be healthy enough to play. Or is this going to be a Myles Gaskin game? I think this is a tremendous challenge for them, and I've always thought this was going to be a tremendous challenge. And I'm looking forward to next week against the Herbert Tua showdown. So this is just such a great stretch of the season.
So let me ask you something. What do you know about the Shanahan and McDaniel relationship?
They've been close friends ever since they were in Denver. They've been
well. There's some talk that they really aren't that close. Did you know that ESPN is doing a piece on the Shanahan tree?
Yeah.
And so they asked him.
Phenomenal tree, by the way.
Yes, exactly. But they asked him, well, give us the guys to go interview. And he said, yeah, go interview McVay, go interview LaFleur, and go interview Robert Saleh. Okay. They left out Mike McDaniel. So, and if you notice in the press conferences, he's doing his best to avoid it and say, no, I'm not going to make it about me and all that. And, there's some talk that Shanahan's a little pissed off about that they call McDaniel the brains or the wonder kid behind the offense. So I'm hearing, as somebody told me, that that relationship between those two really isn't as rosy as some people say it is.
I've seen them interact at the owners meeting here in Palm Beach. Didn't seem like there was beef, but could be just because this is the week. I'd be curious to see if they talk to each other during the season.
Yeah. Well, I don't know about during the season. I doubt they did.
No, coaches talk to each other during the season all the time. Coaches talk to each other, communicate, not when they're playing each other, but
from what I'm telling you, I don't know if there's a lot of communication going on between the two. I don't know. That's I wonder if people will start to dig about this and try to unearth a little bit more about maybe that the relationship
Shanahan took him wherever he went.
Yeah. Well, I mean, good coaches are good coaches, right? I mean, you're going to take a good coach with you. He's still your coach. You know what I mean? So you never know. There's even talk that Shanahan might have cock-blocked him a couple times from leaving.
Come on, bro. I don't believe none of that.
Okay. Just, well, you didn't believe me that Flo was going to get fired either, but that's fine. It's all well and good.
You didn't know Flo was going to get fired. You said Flo should get fired, and I agree with you. I did not agree with you on that, but you said he should have gotten fired.
I think you need to go back and watch those videos, and I would tell you, hey, Flo's going to get fired at the end. Oh, you're crazy. That's how you would answer.
Bro, we talked in the season. We talked in the season finale, and that was not what you were saying.
Omar, anyway. Whose memory are you going to go off? Yours or mine? Seriously.
Wow, I feel attacked right
Seriously.
now.
No, but
I feel attacked.
The proof is on. All right, there's over 500 people. Whose memory are you guys going over? Big O's or Omar?
I feel personally attacked on that.
Put it in there. Whose memory are you guys going to go off
Listen,
on?
Your listeners know. They listen
to
you for a month. You said he should be fired because he cannot fix the offense. You never said anything about him having shitty relationships with everybody in the organization.
What are you talking about? I told you over and over he was going roughshod through the building. What are you talking about, dude?
Okay.
What are you talking about?
Let's move to the next subject.
Yeah.
Yes. Listen.
You all of a sudden remembered that word, roughshod, right? You remember
Probably you said it after he got fired. You didn't say it. I don't know if you said it before he got fired.
Oh my God.
I don't know.
See, Big O, Omar, you've got selective memory. Big O. Come on.
This is your audience, your crowd.
No, they love you. They love you too.
You said so many things to them every single day.
They may not agree with me or you or everybody else.
You were preaching he should be fired a month into the season before the comeback. And I said,
during the winning streak, I was telling you he was going to get fired. During the winning streak.
Maybe. I'll give you a maybe on that.
Okay.
What were you saying the week after his final game? You never said he's going to get fired.
I did. I remember in that post game, I said, well, he'll get fired tomorrow or whatever. And you're like, oh, get out of here.
We got somebody. It's on the internet. Somebody will find it.
Oh no, it's on there. It's on there. You can go back and they'll find it and they'll say, hey, you'll find parts where I'll say he should get fired, and you'll find parts where I say he's going to get fired. He's going to get fired. And all of you, by the way, it's not just you. It's Joe Shad, Poopart. Everybody was like, no, you're crazy. You're out of your mind. Whatever. It is what it is. Big O and Omar is always the best part of the show. You see, they love you.
Listen. Oh, what are they going to do with this run game? Who's playing? Can they?
Wilson Jr. I think they saved Mostert for this week. That's what I think. Because it's Houston. Like, they're the worst. Okay, so Wilson's been running well. We'll use the backups. Let's say Mostert's injury prone, so it's really smart to hold him out anyways.
And now, what do you think about this Mostert beef? And where did that come from?
The Mostert beef. What do you mean?
Him and the wide receiver for 49ers, where
or Deebo Samuel?
Yeah.
No, I don't know what happened. As it is, we never really know what goes on sometimes behind the scenes between guys and all that kind of stuff. So I have no idea what this whole beef. What is the beef about?
Something that Tua, he defended Tua, and he said Tua, now that he's got a quarterback that can throw the deep ball, and he was praising Tua, and they took that as a shot to Jimmy Garoppolo. Apparently, I was trying to catch up to what the beef was about myself. But yeah, it's nobody needs extra motivation for this game. I'm sorry, this is a big game. This game should be on that. This game should be nationally televised.
Well, it's a 4 o'clock game. There's only like 2 or 3 games on 4 o'clock, so it'll usually get a lot of the love. Sean, did you have something for us? Because he popped in.
No, I was going to say it was about Mostert did an interview or a podcast or something, and he said they've got a quarterback that can sling it. now he has a quarterback that can sling it around the field. And they took that to mean a shot at Jimmy G, and that's what started, which Omar was talking about.
Jimmy G is the 4th highest rated quarterback in the NFL. Tua is the number 1 highest rated quarterback in the NFL. It's a showdown. Let's see. Protege versus mentor. It's a showdown. Let's see. I'm curious. Kyle Shanahan and Mike McDaniel, they grew up together in Denver. Like, let's be real about it. Like, so, the student takes on the teacher, or the older peer takes on the younger peer, however you want to paint it. It's going to be one hell of a game. Tyreek Hill versus the number 1 defense in the NFL. Going to be a hell of a game.
In your eyes, is Chris Greer up for Executive of the Year?
Yeah. Depending on how high they. Nobody's going to be Howie Roseman.
And nobody's going to be up for Coach of the Year, right?
Yeah, but nobody's going to be Howie Roseman.
Well, yeah, you're right. If it continues on this path,
they're going to have a clean sweep of everything. Coach of the Year, MVP, Executive of the Year, clean sweep.
Well, no, he's not. No. The MVP's in Kansas City. Not even close. That's not even up for debate. Don't even try.
I don't think so. I think it's Jalen Hurts.
Are you kidding me, dude? Are you kidding me? Come on, bro. Mahomes is the guy. By far, he's the guy. Tua's number 2. I would put Tua number 2.
Nah, it's Jalen Hurts.
Passing numbers are sick. Passing numbers are sick.
But anyway, whoever has the best record in the AFC, the number 1 seed in the AFC is going to win MVP. Whoever that is, whether it's,
Mahomes' numbers are sick.
Whoever has the best record, because the Philadelphia Eagles aren't in the AFC. Patrick Mahomes, he's won it before. Voters won't want to give it to him again. He's done it with that. Yeah. Oh yeah, they're gonna give it to Jalen Hurts. They're gonna question.
I disagree, bro. He lost Tyreek, and he's adjusted really well. He doesn't really have a number 1 receiver anymore on that team. He has Kelsey. Obviously, the running backs have been kind of a rotation of different guys back there. Now it looks like what's the name of the kid with the Hispanic name? Looks like he might be taking over now. I forgot. I'm brain farting now with the kid, Pacheco. And so it looks like he might be taking over at the running back spot. But, man, his numbers, bro. It's hard to disagree with his numbers, bro. His numbers are special.
Hey, Jalen Hurts rushing and receiving MVP numbers better than Lamar when Lamar won MVP. So we shall see.
He's actually a slightly better passer than Lamar. Lamar continues to have his issues. You saw that kid that went after him, like, well, if you want $250,000, you got to drive the team to more than field goals and stuff.
I'm not even going to address that. Lamar had a moment of weakness and told somebody to eat a bag of whatever, or hey, don't go listen. And this is this generation. They'll go check their name on Twitter right after a game. Bad mistake.
Yeah, no, especially. Well, like Harbaugh said, especially after a loss, don't go to Twitter after a loss. You are toast overall. All right, so what's the prediction this week? What do you think happens?
I think that they will lose. I can't get past the Teron Armstead's loss. And this is just a situation, man, where you gotta bunker down until this offensive line gets right. And if they do win, it's going to be because Greg Little had a career game and miraculous performance. I have no hope or faith in Austin Jackson being any good. And I'm fine with Schnell being out there at right tackle. I feel more comfortable with him there.
I agree. It's better than any of the guys you have behind Armstead trying to play left tackle. So you're at least keep some. That's why I'm saying from the left guard all the way to the right tackle, keep normalcy there, and then do whatever you have to do on the left side. And luckily this week, the badass pass rusher lined up in front of Shell anyway.
Yeah.
So that at least that doesn't take you so much out of whack. The following week, I believe the other Boza plays on the other side, actually. So then that'll become a real pain in the ass, you know? So we'll see. All right, Omar, tell them about I Am Athlete, my man.
As I told you, we're doing a live tour Thursday in Atlanta, so it's probably about 40 tickets left. It's going to be a good show, and then we're taping some episodes. So I'd have to kill you if I told you who we're talking to.
What's the plug for the barbershop?
Stay fresh in North Miami.
Do they talk a lot of shit in the barbershop, or is it just really calm and nobody talks? What kind of barbershop is it?
It's an empty, quiet barbershop, which means it's
Okay.
my favorite type of barbershop.
All
They
right.
do talk.
All right.
They do talk sports. I literally was in there talking. Literally, the guy reminded me. Hey man, ain't you supposed to be doing the Big O show? And I said, oh shit.
Okay. All right. So then good. They're Big O show subscribers.
Yeah, they are Big O show listeners. Yes, they are.
Well, tell them that we love them for that. All right. Maybe I could go down there and get a haircut. There we go. All right. Omar, be good, my brother. I appreciate you.
You too.
Thank you. There you go. It is the Essential Moving Experts Miami Dolphins Exchange with the one and only Omar Kelly.